Welcome to Man Story, the place to store emotional love stories. Don't forget to like the video, share your thoughts in the comments section, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest stories. Wishing you enjoyable, relaxing moments. Thank you. My husband exploded with rage when he discovered what I had done to our beloved family horse. The barn was my sanctuary, a hidden refuge where I could escape into my thoughts, away from the weight of unspoken longings. One night, in the stillness of the barn, everything changed. A surge of emotions erupted, forcing me to confront my beliefs about trust, boundaries, and the longings I had buried deep within. It started with a spark, unexpected yet undeniable. That was the tale I was told from the beginning. With my husband gone, the silence loomed heavy, wrapping me in a bittersweet solitude. Seeking refuge, I ventured to the barn, following familiar paths, each visit heavy with yearning and unvoiced passion. Storm, our magnificent chestnut corset, was my solace, a hidden sanctuary amid the chaos of life. That afternoon, an unfamiliar sensation surged through me, a change that left me breathless. In the barn's shadow, I discovered a raw connection with nature, one that twisted trust and loyalty, forever altering my view of our shared destinies. Our daily routine, once a comforting tapestry, now teetered on the brink of unspoken thrill. He poured endless hours into his work, often away on business, while I stayed home, aching for him. We crafted a life, filled with brief yet profound moments. Shared dinners, serene weekends, and those endless nights, captivated by the light of the screen. Beneath the surface, a haunting emptiness remained, echoing with unfulfilled longings, a fleeting sensation, a whisper of something profound just beyond my reach. As time passes, the gap between us deepens, a haunting ache hanging in the silence. In those brief instants, I found comfort in the tight grip of our steadfast corset. On our farm, horses surrounded me, a hidden corner of the city, a serene refuge where my heart found solace. The barn loomed, strong and welcoming, at the center of a field, a hidden secret yearning to be unveiled. My husband loved horses deeply, feeling their calming presence, but they were always a brief flicker in his life. To me, those beings were a connection to something profound, a way to break free from the stifling monotony of daily existence. The barn called to me, an irresistible pull I couldn't ignore. In the quiet moments, the horses became my refuge, their warmth wrapping around me like a tender embrace while my husband was away. The spark with storm flared. The memory burns bright, as I entered the barn alone, my husband gone on another work trip. The silence enveloped me, heavy, yet charged with unspoken tension. The air pulsed with earthy hay and rich soil, wrapping around me like a hidden longing, igniting emotions I feared to confront. In the barn, a regal corset loomed, its name echoing, Storm. It stood there, a stunning figure, its rich brown coat shimmering in the warm afternoon light that poured through the barn's windows, creating a magical aura around it. Its eyes, a deep, intense brown, pulsed with a vitality that ignited an unexpected fire within me. Their eyes held me, a magnetic pull of unspoken secrets. Our paths had never crossed so closely before. He was my husband's unwavering anchor. In that brief instant, an unforeseen bond wrapped around me, igniting feelings I had buried deep within. Storm and I shared a bond that ran deep, a connection that ignited something powerful within, a silent understanding hovering just out of reach of everything else. I stood at the barn's entrance, captivated by him, my heart pounding with unvoiced longing. He averted his eyes, breath catching in the electric tension that hung between us. Heart racing, I approached with trembling uncertainty. I welcomed him gently, my words a whisper, cloaked in a silence that felt profoundly sacred. As the words escaped my mouth, they felt alien, charged with a rush that thrilled and terrified me. A fire ignited inside me, pushing me to reach out to him, as if he could truly understand the turmoil of my heart. Even when words failed me, the instant our gazes locked, an unspoken trust surged between us. Storm, that name, pierced through my vulnerability, mirroring the fragility I sensed in him. In the days that followed, I felt an irresistible pull towards the barn, as if it concealed mysteries yearning to be revealed. Each time my husband left, I was irresistibly pulled to Storm, my fingers gliding over his fur, adjusting his helmets, and often staying close in the quiet comfort of the barn. In his presence, I found a fleeting peace, a surge of emotions I had longed for, wrapping around me like a warm embrace. Days faded, each one heavy with a haunting ache. His absence intensified my bond with Storm, pulling me into a forbidden world I was desperate to avoid. He seemed to grasp the weight of my silent emotions. His presence enveloped me, sparking a deep solace I never realized I needed. In his embrace, I found a sanctuary, a shield against the chaos beyond. In this moment, nothing else existed but the raw intensity. His gallop was my sanctuary, the wind gently touching my hair, the clatter of helmets beneath me a thrilling enigma. On a fateful day, everything changed in ways they never saw coming. In the quiet of the barn, a stillness held sway, yet beneath it, unvoiced emotions simmered, ready to erupt. After pouring my heart into it all afternoon, an undeniable force within me urged me to linger just a moment longer before taking it apart. Leaving was like ripping out a piece of my very essence. I stood speechless, unable to articulate the reason why. A deep yearning stirred within me, a longing that whispered in the silence. Relentless and unyielding, my fingers grazed lightly through Storm's soft hair, and a wave of tranquility washed over me, deeper than the bond we had built in those fleeting weeks. My heart raced as I moved closer, hands outstretched, daring and electric. He leaned just enough toward me, a silent beckoning, while his body mirrored my every shift, igniting a thrill that raced down my spine. The atmosphere shifted, delicate yet charged, igniting an undeniable bond between us, a shared understanding felt in an instant. In that brief moment, I grasped the profound rarity of it, the incredible bond that escapes those who have never experienced its draw. Even so, Storm's essence intertwined with my soul, an undeniable bond that stirred deep within me. His thoughts intertwined with my essence, forging a bond that thrilled and terrified me. It wasn't longing, not at first, but an electric tension hung between them. Every trip to the barn felt like a warm embrace, a refuge from the chaos beyond. I tried to shove it aside, to hide it deep inside, but it remained, a haunting whisper in my heart, resonating forever. Every time my husband left, I found refuge in the stable, where Storm stood ready, his presence a balm and a whisper of something deeper. The nights alone in the house turned icy and empty, as I sat in deep silence, listening to the wind's whispers, aching for my husband's return. His presence was near, yet an unbearable distance hung between us, intensifying the chasm in our hearts. A chasm lay between us, a wall that stifled our words, unlike the ease we shared with Storm. In the depths of my silence, I was lost, longing swirling within me, yet the Storm, with his knowing gaze, understood everything, his silence echoing between us. As darkness fell and silence enveloped the world, I was irresistibly pulled back to the stable, surrendering to a longing I had battled fiercely. Thoughts slipped away, leaving only the unbearable ache in my heart, impossible to ignore. The Storm waited, eyes locked on the door, a storm of yearning and tension swirling around him. I approached the place, an irresistible force guiding me, my heart pounding with anticipation and yearning. In the deep shadows, the barn held one fragile light, the moonlight, seeping through the cracks, casting a haunting glow. Storm stood, a tense stillness enveloping him, as if this moment had been his heart's secret longing all along. His gaze held a silent power, igniting feelings I never saw coming. In that brief instant, I was paralyzed, the chill of the night enveloping me like a hidden truth while I fought to calm the frantic beat of my heart. In that brief moment, everything transformed. My fingers grazed lightly his mane, and a wave of calm washed over me, binding us in a silent connection. The connection soared beyond mere emotions. Its depth pierced the soul. In that brief instant, I realized I had ventured into a territory that was never meant to be touched. I came back, heart racing, wrestling with the burden of my choices and the shadows of doubt they cast. But inside, I felt the weight of my unwillingness to release. In that brief instant, the bond between Storm and me became undeniable. Its origins a mystery, yet the feeling surged within me, impossible to ignore. Time dragged, thick with silence and charged looks. His heart ached to leap into the abyss. At the break of day, a bond ignited, thrilling yet fraught with danger. Each day, the situation tightened its hold, drawing them deeper into its relentless pull. With my husband gone, I felt an irresistible pull to the stable. Returning again and again, I struggled to find the perfect name for him. He was a force I couldn't fight against. The story was only starting to ignite. In that brief moment, as I crossed the threshold for the first time, doubt surged within me, murmuring that maybe I had taken the wrong path. I imagined it would be nothing short of extraordinary. It would shatter the soul. I would hide it deep within, longing for it to stay cloaked in darkness. Away from the light, I tried to tell myself my confusion was just a passing phase. That the loneliness enveloping me had distorted my perception. The challenge awaited within. It was always meant to be. Certainty hung in the air. It became an urgent need, a longing that demanded attention. An intense yearning grew stronger with every trip to the barn. Storm was everything to the farm. He was a hidden longing, igniting a fire deep in the heart. A bond that thrilled and terrified all at once. He stood as a lighthouse in the storm. A comfort I longed for but understood I must not want so fiercely. His absence clung to me, a bittersweet shadow that haunted my every thought. In the stillness of my home, as the outside world vanished, my thoughts turned to him, sparking a warmth that was both exhilarating and perilous. His coat shone in the sunlight, embodying the silent strength and elegance within him. His response to my presence radiated warmth, almost tangible. With Storm, every moment ignited a fierce warmth, a thrilling refuge where I could surrender to my deepest thoughts and emotions. It was an undeniable connection. The profound silence of physics captivated me, a haunting emptiness that lingered between souls. His expression revealed a depth beyond words, hinting at secrets of longing and unvoiced longings. Storm lit a fire in my soul, a profound bond pulsing with unvoiced yearnings and a haunting ache that hung in the space between us. The weight pressed down, a silent acknowledgement hanging in the air. It surged through him, raw and undeniable. With each year that slipped away, every fleeting glance ignited a bond that was both thrilling and dangerous. It was everything. An overwhelming surge of emotion engulfed me, fierce yet tranquil, as I battled with my thoughts, attempting to rationalize the madness, reminding myself of my solitude and the need to regain my poise. Still, I couldn't resist returning to the stable. Over and over, his absence wasn't the only reason. Once, he often felt ill, crushed by the heavy load of his duties. I savored the fleeting moments of my existence, each one laced with a bittersweet ache. I could have embraced laughter with friends, lost myself in my passions, or sought comfort in the routine of my work. The truth haunted the depths of my heart. No warmth remained for another soul. Solitude called to me, a desperate need for the silence that only distance could offer. The void was too profound for anything insignificant. Longing for Storm consumed me. That night shattered us, and sleep slipped away, a distant dream forever out of reach. After a week of yearning, my husband finally walked in, igniting a storm of feelings inside me. Joy surged in my heart at his return, yet an undeniable emptiness clung to me as we lay together in the dark that night. Each breath resonated in the stillness, amplifying the chaos raging inside. My thoughts twisted, struggling to catch Storm's rhythm or the soothing warmth that animals bring in those quiet, close moments. In my mind, the scenes replayed, each moment heavy with longing and unvoiced longing. Under the moon's soft light, the field became a world of choices. In that brief instant, I stood at a crossroads, caught between the life I shared with my husband and the magnetic pull of the new connection with Storm. I returned from the farm just hours ago, the air heavy with unvoiced emotions and lingering looks. An exhilarating shiver surged within me, igniting in strong emotional clarity. The moment's echoes clung to me, a haunting reminder of our shared past. The storm loomed, his presence a heavy shroud of tension, drawing me into a thrilling yet dangerous realm that left me breathless. I tried to pull it apart, but it clung fiercely, as if aware of the burden hidden below. Trapped in a maze of yearning, escape felt impossible. Slipping back into bed, I moved slowly, deliberately, as if trapped in a dream, cherishing each fleeting moment. As the storm approached, my husband slept soundly, oblivious to the chaos closing in. His back faced me, his breath steady, filling the tense silence. The silence between us hung thick, a weighty presence that screamed unspoken truths. I once felt the weight of our love, but now it lingers only in the shadows, a ghost of what it was. Ignoring the situation had become an overwhelming struggle. My husband embodied integrity, yet he met an undeserved fate. In that brief instant, my heart was seized by a longing that eclipsed everything else. The next day, an unexpected chance hung heavy in the air. Once more, I was left alone, his absence echoing in the room as he met with a partner, forcing me to confront the heavy silence that enveloped me. Surrounded by haunting echoes and soft whispers, confusion gripped me, unaware of the force pulling me onward. Storm's gaze lingered, smoldering and intense, igniting something deep within me. It was the magnetic pull of a longing I'd fought to suppress for far too long. A magnetic force stirred deep inside me. When I discovered my husband was gone, I sprinted to the barn, an instinct driving me, as if I knew deep down that I had to press on. Relentless, I couldn't fight it, no matter what it might cost me. In that brief instant, Storm lingered, his eagerness electric as he awaited my presence. He wore a soft coat, and as he turned to me, I felt the tension rise, muscles shifting beneath his skin, igniting an unspoken spark between us. Our eyes locked, and in that moment, I felt a deep, aching longing mirrored in their gaze, echoing the hunger inside me. I stayed silent, the heaviness of unvoiced emotions thickening the air, making words feel completely unnecessary. As I approached him, my breath hitched, my heart pounded with a desperate intensity, and my hands quivered gently at the slightest touch. As I grazed lightly his hair aside, a jolt of electricity shot through me, sparking a thrilling yet dangerous flame. Words slipped away, but my entire being buzzed with an electric energy, each part resonating with the magnetic pull of him. The storm's voice, a siren's call, drew me in, sparking a rush that propelled me forward. Breathless and eager, my fingers glided over his soft fur, drawn in by the warmth of his breath and the gentle pulse of his movements. A fleeting secret just for us. Thrills surged within, shivers racing down my spine, as the world faded away, leaving only the raw intensity of that moment hanging in the air. Emotions swirled around me, reality slipping away, fear gripping my heart as I hesitated to face it all. A break seemed like a fleeting fantasy, something I could never dare to grasp. In the stillness of the barn, Storm's soft breaths filled the silence, his mane grazing my fingers, while an electric tension enveloped us, pulling us together yet holding us apart. I stood beside him, wrapped in silence, feeling the heat of his presence pulse through the air. His presence enveloped me, a hidden comfort for the pain I never realized was there. A dream ensnared me, a yearning that bound me to a place I wished to flee. Storm leaned in, his soft touch on my shoulder stirring a deep comfort within me. A simple act that never failed to bring a smile to my face. A wave of warmth washed over me, sparking an unexpected intensity that stirred something profound inside. I yearned for more, a thrill that touched my deep thoughts. In that moment, my hand moved, trembling, to caress the lines of his face. I gently touched his muzzle, finding solace in his unwavering presence. Storm leaned in, his breath a steady pulse in the stillness of the barn. In a heartbeat, everything paused, suspended in a fragile silence. In the barn's confines, secrets hung thick, charged with unvoiced longings. In that fleeting moment, I can't grasp what happened, but the emotion, the fragile thread connecting it all, escapes me like grains of sand. In a heartbeat, I was ripped away from everything I knew. I moved in, consumed by a deep yearning for solace and companionship. His solid presence anchored me, and I couldn't fight the magnetic draw between us. Emotions swirled around me, pulling me into the gripping drama that unfolded. Every fiber of my being craved the inexplicable, a deeper longing that consumed me. Turning back was no longer an option. In that instant, clarity struck like lightning. I crossed a line I never meant to. Just as the excitement surged within me, the barn was silent, but my shallow breaths shattered the calm, each rise and fall of my chest amplifying the tension that enveloped me. His presence wrapped around me, a silent solace in the barn's lonely embrace. After the separation, my heart pounded fiercely, and my body quivered gently beneath the burden of our loss. But deep down, I understood that crossing that line meant surrendering to fate, with no way to return. In my heart, it was everything. It was a fleeting shadow, a whisper that eluded my grasp like a hidden longing. The memory clawed at my mind, a relentless echo of its raw power. Storm's mere presence consumed my heart entirely. I struggled to erase him from my mind, telling myself it was just a momentary weakness. But inside, I understood it was so much deeper. Our bond intensified, and no matter how hard I tried to resist, I felt him pulling me closer. Once more, my husband was gone, leaving me with only my thoughts and Storm, the air heavy with unvoiced tension. He stayed blissfully ignorant, while I had already vanished into a world beyond his reach. The barn haunted my thoughts, Storm's warmth enveloping me like a hidden truth. He awakened a fire inside me, sparking emotions I struggled to grasp. A buried piece of my soul stirred, revealing a truth I had long feared to face. His voice lingered in her thoughts, a haunting tune she couldn't shake off. He was consumed by a haze of longing, an ache intensifying with each passing moment we were apart, yearning for his warmth, an unspoken secret hanging heavy in the air. His breath lingered on my skin. His body's heat, so close, ignited every thought within me. Every day, I was irresistibly pulled to the barn, even with my husband by my side. He wove urgent stories, hinting at the pull of fresh air, the lure of a lone walk, or the bliss of a fleeting moment in silence. I had to hide the storm of feelings raging inside, never letting him glimpse the truth of my heart. In that brief moment, nothing mattered more than the emotional closeness of Storm. An electric, unspoken bond crackled between us, impossible to ignore. Every time he pushed open the barn door, it was as if he entered a world where only Storm and I existed, enveloped in our own hidden reality. In a world where silence swallowed all sound, I felt my very being dissolve into the void. As I entered the barn, a palpable tension enveloped me, hinting at hidden truths and unvoiced longings. Storm stood in the stable, his gaze piercing, igniting a fire in my chest as I drew near. A silent vow suspended in the charged atmosphere around us. I breathed his name, letting it hang between us, a secret just for our hearts. My tone was calm, yet laced with a deep yearning. Each time I reached for him, he answered. That day, a chilling silence consumed all. A chill